So in this video, I'm going to show off how my project is used, the SQL Employee Tracker project. So I'll start off with implementing the project by writing on the command line node index.js. So that will start the project. And what would you like to do? It has a numerous amount of things that you can do. So let's start by view all departments. So this will give you a list of departments that exists. View all roles. This will give you a list of roles that all exist, along with the department ID of which department they belong to, along with their salary. And then view all employees, which is a table of all the employees, what their role is, what department, what salary, and whether or not they have a manager. And we'll start with next we'll do the add a department, which will give and add a new department name. Let's just call it tester. This is the tester department. And that'll add a new department with a ID given to it. And then we'll add a role. Let's add a role called helper, and let's do the salary for this role. I gave big numbers before, but let's just do 48,000, just a random number set. And choose a department for the role you have. Let's do the one we just created, the tester, which would be 17. And then it outputs that now we have this new role known as helper. It has an ID of 19. There's its salary and the department ID. Then you can add an employee. Let's add a new employee, given a first name, a last name, what role does this have? We just added helper, so let's make them a helper. Choose the employee manager. It would be great to have Larry Bird as a manager. And then employee has been added. And if we view all employees, we can see that Alice Augustin, a helper and part of the tester department, has been added, and their manager is Larry Bird. Then you can choose to update an employee role. Given their ID, let's have 21, the one we just made, Alice. And instead of being a helper, make them CEO. What would you like to do? And then you can choose to remove an employee. So if I click on this, enter the employee ID you want to remove. Let's remove the one we just had. And the employee has been removed from the system. And so if we can view all the employees, we see that the employee number 21, Alice, has been removed. And then you can also choose to remove a role. If I remember, we had a role, our role was helper. That is the ID 19, so you input that. And if we look at all the roles, the ID for helper, and helper has been removed. And then we can then choose to remove a department. And let me just view all departments so I can get that right. I'm going to remove 17, our tester department, and take a look at that again. It is removed. And then these last ones are what you can change the viewing of your viewing by. So view all employees by manager. You can then see all the employees that have a manager here, and where the department, their ID, and what their title is. And then you can also view all employees by department. So every department given with the employees over here. Then this is the exit button, which you can use to exit the program. And that'll be it for this project.